Hello Pre-K. This week we are talking about marshes, and we happen to have a marsh right here in Wheaton. It's called Lincoln Marsh. Some of you might have already been to Lincoln Marsh, and if not, maybe you can visit there soon. In the meantime, you're going to learn a lot about what a marsh is through this book. I love the author Gail Gibbons. She explains things really well, and she also has some great pictures. So I hope you enjoy this book, and I hope you learn something new about what a marsh is. Listen carefully. Marshes and Swamps by Gail Gibbons. Marshes and swamps are wetlands. They are made up of soaked wet ground or are covered with shallow water over a muddy bottom. From the mud, plants take root to send their stems, leaves, and flowers up above the water. A marsh is made up of many grassy plants and sometimes a few shrubs, which are bushes. There are no trees or woody plants. So this is what a marsh would look like. And on this side is what a swamp would look like. Swamps have trees, bushes, and shrubs. Most swamps began as marshes when dead plants began to pile up and decay. In the marsh, more mud was made. As the area became shallower, trees, bushes, and shrubs took root in the mud. They grew to cover much of the marshy area, which then became a swamp. So this is what a marsh looks like, and this is a swamp. There's a big difference. Marshes and swamps are found in open, wide lowlands, along seacoasts, and around ponds, lakes, and riverbeds. Marshes and swamps have different kinds of water. Some have fresh water and some have salt water. Lincoln Marsh has fresh water. Others are a mixture of fresh water and salt water. This happens when ocean water mixes with fresh water from ponds, lakes, and rivers. Freshwater marshes form around the edges of lakes, rivers, and ponds. Some are no bigger than a few feet across. Others are huge, as far as you can see. Now look closely at these pictures as I read, because these are the animals that you would find in a marsh where we live. So maybe you've already spotted some of these animals. A freshwater marsh is made up of grassy plants such as reeds, cattails, duckweed, and rushes. So this is what a cattail looks like. Many different kinds of fish, birds, and other animals are able to live in this kind of environment. So you see the leopard frog, you can see the mallard ducks, which we see often, a muskrat, there's deer, there's the red-winged blackbird, beavers, dragonflies, of course the raccoon. We've seen many raccoons around here. Many kinds of plants and animals need wetlands to survive. When wetlands are filled with dirt to create more land to build on, they're destroyed forever. Many acres of marshes and swamps have already been destroyed. When marshes and swamps disappear, so do countless numbers of plants and animals. Many people are working to save our wetlands from destruction. In some places, boardwalks have been built over the marshes and through the swamps. This is a boardwalk, and we have this. We have a boardwalk in Lincoln Marsh. That way, people can walk into the natural beauty of swamps and marshes without disturbing the plants and the animals that live there. Marshes and swamps are wonderful places to explore. They have some of the most unusual landscapes in the world. They are home to many interesting creatures. Many of these strange and beautiful places have been made and preserved to protect their unusual plant and animal life. For the visitor, they are always full of surprises. Boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed this book, and I hope that you've learned something new about marshes. Tell your family. Take care.